Welcome to Bold Talk series where creativity, leadership, ideas, innovation come together. My name is Epi Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Alexandra Gibbs, Senior VP of Platform Success, Commerce Strategy and Planning at Horizon Commerce. Alexandra, great seeing you. Welcome to our Bold Talk series. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, great to see you, and look forward to this conversation. So, Alexandra, you spent more than a decade shaping the future of commerce and retail strategy. What inspired your early passion for digital media, and what moments defined the direction of your career?
I'm dating myself, but I've always been motivated by the power that technology can provide, and I'm definitely a visual person in nature. So to be at this point in digital media that has changed so profoundly in the past, 15 years, but to be able to see the strategy that you execute on a regular basis with brands, to see the creative, to see the performance and the numbers pan out the way that you may or may not have predicted, has definitely been a continuous passion of mine, and why we're all in it, right?
Yeah. Um, it's about the measuring data, and Horizon Commerce is redefining how media, data, and technology converge here. What was that core idea that brought this vision to life, and how did you know it was the right time to build something so forward-looking?
Yeah, it was really built out of a big frustration with where the space was going, and frankly still is, in just being super siloed and fragmented. And this knowing uncertainty in what are the right metrics to look at, to optimize off of, and whatnot. So it was really built out of a frustration of retailer just haphazard data, whether it be media performance or sales data or digital shelf data. All of these different touch points never really interacted until fairly recently. And it's critical that they do in order to have a unified story and understand the true flow of purchase behavior around your brand.
Yeah. We had this conversation before, you and I. We talked a little bit about your Neon Horizons Commerce proprietary retail media platform, which delivers exceptional predictive accuracy. What was the biggest challenge in building trust around this data-driven approach?
I think we're still building it, frankly, just because within the retailer media space, all of these retailers have built their own attributed sales models, and oftentimes they're inflated, and taking credit for a lot of sales that would have happened organically. So figuring all of that out and then trusting a solution like Neon, it's definitely a big ask of brands who are used to working, and knowing these more traditional and standard metrics, but also knowing that they're not necessarily correct, but not knowing what that bridge is. And Neon really is that bridge between ROAS to true incrementality. And what we've done to build and help continue to build that trust is provide the retailer ROAS as well within the platform, so that you can get that confidence of, okay, Neon is saying this, Amazon or Walmart are saying the same thing. Okay, I can trust this platform and this methodology.
So now you help some of the world's biggest brands navigate transformation. What's one story that taught you something profound about the partnership growth or resilience in the space?
So I had the pleasure of working with one of the major CPG brands within the world, and they knew about this ROAS versus ROI discrepancy and breakdown, but you almost can't get out of your own way when we've built up departments and people around delivering towards sales goals. It becomes a really big challenge to talk about how commerce media can help impact that. So with this particular CPG brand, we have had to show them that the ROAS numbers were the complete opposite of the actual ROI that they were getting across their retail media efforts. And it was a bold move on our part to just show them how bad it actually was in terms of the media performance, but it did, and with some tough conversations, but it did really play out and spoke to the resilience of standing behind the platform and its models and its accuracy. Just to validate that their traditional media mix modeling partner came back probably 6 months to a year after our recommendations with the same exact numbers. So, really, again, holding our ground, even in the forces of when the news isn't such great news, as an example of that.
Nice. Now, when you look ahead, what excites you most about the next frontier of retail and digital experience, and how do you see your role in shaping what comes next for Horizon Commerce?
I think the evolution of data, I mean, I could go the easy route and tell you something about AI, but I'm not going to. AI is a whole nother conversation. I think what's exciting me is the evolution of in store data and receiving that in a compelling way to tell a really, truly omni channel story about a brand in driving, all the way from awareness down to conversion, whether it be online or in store. There's a lot of innovation coming out of, you know, screens, whether they be in store or click and collect. And I'm really excited to champion those new developments. I have another one. Sorry. I'm excited about a lot of things, but also excited about the increased standardization that we're starting to see within the retailer media space. I'm part of the IAB Retail Media Committee, and it's been a joy truly to interact with all of these retailers and brand marketers around coming together to find a solution and break down those silos. I'm very excited for the future of retail media because it's long overdue in terms of greater standardization and getting more in-store data.
Yeah. Alexandra, I always love to hear from different people, all this different perspective about the word bold. What does that mean to you personally?
That's a great question. I would have to say for bold, that is confidence in whatever you're recommending. So doing your research, having vetted every angle of every possibility, and then, standing behind whatever it is that you're recommending. So confidence is probably the next word that comes when I hear bold.
Yeah. Nothing happens without the confidence. So confidence is that something that you need to do things great.
Yep.
Now, Alexandra, what does the future looks like? AI, you said, there's a whole another topic, but when you put AI in a mix here, what does that look like to you?
So I think we are at this place where everyone is trying to use AI for everything. So there definitely needs to be some standardization and some rules around AI. I don't think we're in a place where, I mean, we talked a little bit about trust, where you can fully trust an AI solution. There's still, in my opinion, especially with what I do on a day-to-day basis, there needs to be an art and a science to reviewing all of the different disparate data sets. But I do think for things, like, email communication, and, ways to help, write letters or whatever that might be. I do think AI is really helpful and informative in that regard. So more marketing information. It may get there. I don't know. There's, I feel like, a different AI partner sprouting up right and left. But I do think that at this point in time, we still need some human intervention in terms of vetting all of the recommendations that AI is providing.
Yeah, and I don't think that AI will be able to stand alone without a human interaction. That's how I see it. So,
Yeah, and I mean, we crave that human connection, right? I think since COVID, that's been the number one, desire is to get back into the office and be, at least for me, get brainstorms, have that creative aspect again where you're interacting with one another. And certainly AI can be a part of it, but we don't want to lose sight on that humanness that we all respond to.
yeah, and that you mentioned it. Yeah, we were one of the examples post COVID. We were sitting down with a partner and say like, hey, people want to get back together. People want to, to have these great conversations. So we created this
Yeah.
uh, private dining roundtable, and that became one of our main products
Yeah.
with Crowdsourcing Week and Bold Awards. So here we are. Uh, Alexandra, so great to have you. Looking forward to reconnecting again with you in near future. Until next time, take care, be great, and be bold always. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care.